Hello and a happy Tuesday.
Hello.
I'm Patty. This is
Kari.
And we are Studio R12 Stencils, and we bring you the how to make and how to paint and how to DIY with paint. And we use stencils a lot, but that doesn't mean if you don't use stencils, you can definitely still get all the tips and hints and all the things.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about some things.
And we are live every Tuesday at noon. So Eastern time, yeah. So join us and tell us what's in your Tumblr.
We are on Facebook and we are on YouTube. And on YouTube, we always like to share what our release was last week. In case you missed it, you can go back and watch it. This past week, our release was part 4 of our patriotic sign series. So we did. It was four weeks long. We did a little.
We did it in little sections so that it's easier to consume the content, if you will, so that it's not like an hour-long project. So we did, 10 minutes and 10 minutes and 10 minutes and 10 minutes. So much easier to approach.
Yeah, and so we have the whole series ready for you. I'll share the link for that. And then we are super excited about this week's release. So this week we are releasing a
pot.
Just kidding. So this is what it started like, and then we added River Rock stencil to it and some drop shadow and a fun little saying. And
you guys, it's so cute. It's incredibly awesome. You could use this technique in so many ways. Just like tissue boxes, clock borders, boxes. We have a bass fish. You could paint the rocks and put a bass fish over the top for a Father's Day gift. Yeah, like so many ways to use it.
Yes, we have. I'm really excited about this. So we will show you how to do that this Saturday on our YouTube channel.
Saturday morning at 6:30 every week. We put up another project video, usually a project video.
Yes.
Not always. Sometimes there's just technique videos, but there are now something like 170, 150 something videos somewhere in there, which is not bad from zero about a year and a half ago. So we have been busy. Yeah. So and then always let us know with your comments. If you're on YouTube or on Facebook, let us know in your comments. Kari is a magician about answering everybody's stuff, but let us know what you want to see. If you have a question or a technique. Yeah, and we have a couple of updates from last week.
We do. Last week we talked about
it was all about tall porch signs.
And we taught you guys how to
there's a puppy.
How to base coat, how to finish, all the things. And one of the things we talked about was finishing the surface or treating the knots on the surfaces. And so we had a lot of questions about that to help. That's okay. To talk about preventing the knots from bleeding through. And so last week we had a lot of questions about, can you do it this way? Can you do it that way? And to be honest, we don't know. How we always do it is we treat the knots first and then paint over it. So last week after our live,
you guys asked questions. Yeah. And so then Kari, on Wednesdays, I work from my home, and Kari called me and she's like, okay, I don't know the answers to these questions. And I'm like, I don't know the answer either. We're going to just have to do it. Yeah. So Kari did an example. This one, so that the questions were, can you put the shellac on if you forgot? Over, like, so say you base coated it white and you're like, ugh, that's going to bleed through and I don't know, I didn't do it, and now you can't take it back down, I don't have a planer, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so this one, there were 4 layers of white paint, and is that over shellac?
Shellac is over top of it, so shellac is on top.
4 layers of white paint, because that's how many paint coats it takes to make white base coat, and then the shellac went on the very top, and there is a little bit of a texture difference. And then this one was a white coat and then shellac on top of it and then more white paint over. And I've got to say, I've never felt a better primed surface than this.
Yeah, I really liked how it primed.
This feels weird and this feels perfect.
Well, and the one that has the shellac on the very top, the shellac is kind of a yellowish tint.
There's a yellow hint to this.
There is a yellow hint, and it's a little shinier. Yeah. Now, I will say that if you do not want to base the entire board in shellac, that you're going to want to do this shellac first, because after you start painting, you can't see where the knots are. So then you have to shellac your entire surface if you don't
that's
do
a really
it
good
first.
point. Now that can is, let me grab that can out. The can, now last week somebody said that there's a spray, but this can is big, and if you're only doing the knot portions, this does not, you're not gonna, I've been using this can for over a year, I
Yeah.
think, and it's like that empty. So, and we paint, I've got like 30 tall porch signs over here, so like, it goes a long way, so it's not a tragedy if you have to use it more. And I haven't checked out the spray yet,
Yes, we
but
have
I'm
not done it.
excited about that.
And
So that's
then-
last week's.
That's last week's, and then we also announced yesterday we got a
yes.
big order in. We have been having the hardest time getting the 1/2 inch white wonders.
Yeah, so this is our spatter brush, and today I'm going to show you how you use this. These are in stock. We so I feel like I'm playing Jurassic Park with all of the ordering that we do. I'm testing the fences like constantly. So BJ, who does our ordering, she was like, I know we can't get these, but I'm going to just place a little order and see if they go back to the warehouse and find some, which is sometimes what happens. And lo and behold, they came in. So there are like 24, and that's it. That's all you got. So rush over to Studio R12 and don't trample each other. That we tested the fences. We got 24. We have tested another order, and we're just going to kind of keep pushing on the orders and see where things break. The supply chain woes of the universe have been real. It has been it's been our paint, it's been our jars, it's been our brushes, it's been everything. So
Yeah.
when we say there's a problem, we ain't lying.
We ain't lying. And then so today, so I have one more announcement before we get
You
started.
guys, by the way, when we get started, we are going to blow your hippie noodle with something that every single crafter, maker, doer absolutely needs in their toolbox.
Today we're talking about painting round door hangers. This is a super popular trend. We always have a lot of success with our tall porch signs. They sell really well. People love them, but not everybody has room for a tall porch sign. My current house does not. I have a teeny tiny porch. And so for me, I can't fit a tall porch sign, but I can fit a round door
Everybody
hanger.
has a door to their house.
Right?
Yeah. Ta-da!
Yeah, so the round door hanger is a really simple fix for still being able to decorate your front porch without being able to decorate the porch. And so today we're talking about how to do this, easy tips on painting round door hangers, some tools to use, and our tool that we're going to show you is on sale today. It's 30% off, as well as several of our round stencils that can be used for door hangers. So I'm going to share that. It's like 92 products on sale today.
Wow.
And they're 30% off. So
And
we're
it ends
tonight,
yeah.
Tuesday night at 11:59
So you want to
p.m.
definitely get action on that. Kari will send the link and share that with you. We like the idea of sort of trying to tie like what's going to be on sale with this this video. And but we also send out a newsletter to tell people so that you can get there first. Sometimes things like this, you're going to find out about it first from emails and things like that. So that is for our stencil fans. If you're a stencil fan, make sure that you go to our website, sign up for the email. And if you're on YouTube and you're a stencil fan, make sure that you ring, let's see, how does it go? You like the thing and then you ring the bell. And that is the order of the sequence.
Yes.
I know, right? We've got the song, Oh the Doodah Day, stuck in our heads here.
We've been singing it about
What
everything.
the heck are you doing right now? Oh, the Doodah Day. Yeah, it's been going on all morning long. Ridiculousness. Tuesdays are always fun for us.
They are.
Yeah,
They are.
we follow up, if you guys heard in the prelude of this, we follow up with lunch and shuffleboard, and we've got a fierce competition going on, and it's a lot of fun.
Yes. we
Okay,
do.
so first I want to talk about, Kari, you do the talking and I'll do the pointing.
Okay.
the flat in the video.
Yes. Okay. It's like, I will talk about what. So one of the things that can be super hard when you are painting the round surface is getting straight lines on a round.
Yeah. It's actually really hard to do.
It is. And
well, it's not hard if you know a couple tricks.
Right. But the thinking about it, of where to tape and what to do and how to get your surface the colors that you want it. So like with the Choose Happy, you can paint your whole surface navy and then put the tape over where the navy was and then paint one side gray and one side white. You can, there's just a lot of different ways. With the brown welcome that I did, it took a lot of tape and a lot of trying different things. You can use banding stencils, you can use tape, but we do have a video that Lena did on the Choose Happy that shows how to get those straight lines. So I'm going to share that with you guys because
circles are actually one of the most challenging things to do. What we're going to share next is literally the most challenging thing I've ever tried to do. So that's coming up next.
Coming up. Are there any other ones you want me to talk about? We have videos for...
Hello is just another example. Super fun.
We have videos for everything on the wall except for the welcome with the Christmas things. That was just something fun we did one day to try some different things out, just to... is a learning experience. But the Rollinson family is one of our most popular. We were talking about that yesterday with our shipping department, what they see a lot of. And the personalized postmark is super popular.
Yeah.
Our fresh eggs, that's one of our favorite.
Yeah.
That we were able to make the banding with just a surface that you don't even have to worry about painting that straight line.
That piece of wood just goes straight through the middle of it, and that's a really neat way of doing that as well.
Yeah.
And then the thing that we're going to talk about today is going to be, and I'm going to grab Mr. Eggs off the wall here. It's a really, 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 really good example. So this is a round surface, and you have to figure out how to get straight things going through the middle of it or whatever. But if I want to make a band around my stencil, or around for detail, or my stencil is bigger than my circle or whatever like that, you have to be able to do that. Well, there was a clock that I painted a long time ago, probably 10 or 12 years ago, and I did everything on that clock. It was gorgeous. And then I hand painted the circle. I used a compass around the edge to give myself a straight line, and then I hand painted that thing. And I had a nice flat area. It was the most tedious, most difficult thing ever to do, is to paint a circle freehand, or even stenciling, like if you don't have the right tool. So today I'm going to show you a tool that will make that so much easier. You will no longer be sweating it when you have to paint a circle.
I'm getting ready to spam you all with lots and lots of videos. They will stay on this page so you can grab them at any time. I also shared a link to a playlist, and the playlist actually has all of these, so you can just click on the playlist and then choose which one you want to watch.
Yeah, or all of them.
Or all of them.
Yeah, okay, so what we've got going on here is I have taken a project or a circle piece of wood, and I made a distressed background. And I want to say thank you so much to whoever, and this isn't exactly correct, but whoever suggested that we do a salt wash. I had never heard of a salt wash before. So you guys actually teach us quite a few things. So we went and looked, and this is a modified salt wash distressing technique. And then from this, and the struggles that I have had, we are coming up with another new tool so that it will make it even easier to create different levels of distress. It's going to be really neat. But, so this is just a distressed board, and we do have a lot of, like on this Harvest Blessings, that is basically the same kind of technique that I used here. I did a wax resist and then sanded and did all that kind of stuff. Excuse me. Okay, so the tool we want to talk about today, I'm going to take this guy out. This is the disc ring binder little dudes, and they have a little pinhole holes on things. And the punch that punches that is this little guy, and we'll put a YouTube link on that, but this is how we keep our tools and our stencils straight. Okay, so these are a banding stencil tool. Okay, so that it looks really weird. It doesn't look like it does anything, but it is impossibly amazing. Okay, so what there are is there's an A and a B. Okay, there's an odd and an even. So that's A is even and B is odd, okay? And then there are sizes. So the whole size changes. So you can make a band that's bigger or even bigger, la la la. So you can do really thin.
We have an 1/8 inch band. We have a 3/8 inch band, and
Say
we
that
have
5 times
3/8 inch band, and then we have a 1/4 inch band. So we have 6 different stencils, 3 evens, 3 odds. You can buy them separately, or you can buy them in a set.
Yeah.
And the set's on sale today, and it's a really great price.
Yeah. So what this does, and this is going to be because it's white on white, and I'm going to do the overhead here. I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but there is etched in here number 5, number 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, and 19. And what this does for you is it tells you what size circle it will band. So if you have an 11-inch circle that you need a band for, like so, say I was doing this sign. I would take my T-square or my measuring device and say I wanted this band. I would look and be like, okay, so that is 14.5 inches, which the 1/2 inch part is a little bit, then it gets weird. So you're gonna have to work in 1 inch increments because we don't have the 1/2 inch. But if we made it a 14 or, oh, you know what? No, so this is a 15-inch circle. If I wanted a band at the outside, I'd use my 15, so my odd. If I wanted it inside, I would use a different band. Also, though, one of the things that you can do with this, let me show you a little trick. We made a circle adapter that just it punches out of your stencil. And then use some tape.
And guys, for those of you who've been with us for a while, you at one point we didn't have a multi-masker, and then we did have a multi-masker. This little
wheel
that was the birth.
Yeah,
the birth of the multi-masker. We had one of those, and Patty was like, "Oh,
this works. This little flexible piece works fabulous. Let's make a tool." Okay, so there is an actual centering thing, and there's a little pinhole on this little guy, and it shows you exactly where to place this. So I'm going to line that up. I'm going to give it a little tapey poo. Okay, and now that's connected to my stencil. If I flip, nope, that one's painted. Let's go here. If I needed an odd size and I wanted to just mark something, let's find the things. There you are. This is our triple threat Ghostwriter with ceramic leads in it. So all of these holes are designed, and actually, so let's just do the whole thing. If you guys have, so this is a 12-inch circle, so I'm gonna get to where I know it's 12 inches by measuring across, and I'll make my mark, and then I'll make my mark. 12 inches. Okay, and cross those lines. Okay, and then I can set this dude on the T axis, and then I can take these and I can pin that down, and I can make my mark anywhere that I want to and get a perfect circle. So it actually makes itself into a compass if it's a size that we don't carry.
And
okay?
I believe that on the project that we did, that was the state stamp, where we did this, I believe that's how you did that, and then you freehand painted it. So we're gonna show you guys a different way to do that today.
Yeah. So anyway, that is, I prefer to use the banding stencil for this, and it looks confusing to see this whole like thing of these, but if you have these, then you have odds and evens for everything that you want to do, and that is like magic. And actually, you know what, I'm not thinking all the way. So your odds and evens, if I'm over here, we can go and we can switch from odd or even to get the other, like basically the half mark, kind of. So if that makes sense. Okay, So the way this works, so I've got a circle stencil. Let's get that guy.
Which is also on sale today.
Yep. So
We threw
this
that
is
in.
a big hole. However, when you need a big hole, and I think this is an _9, so there's at least 9 sizes of this. So what I did is I measured from the sides and the top, got it on there, and then I was very, very, maybe a little bit overzealous with my foam and just putting the paint on, and it made a little bit of a mess, but never fear because I know how to clean it up. I'm going to get a bigger band. And it's even. Where did my odd go? Ah, it's right on top. So I love how the disc binder rings just let you pull it right out and then snap it right back in. It is magic. And that's just an affiliate link to Amazon, so it's not anything that we're, I think they give us, what is it?
It's pennies.
A percent, but it doesn't cost you guys anything extra, but it's just easier to find things sometimes. We're putting in a rain barrel at our house, and the gentleman that did the research on YouTube that did all the things, he had all of these really great ideas, and I was like, I will never be able to go and find all of those tools. I just going to your little channel link and doing the thing. Okay, so we know this is an 11-inch circle. So we just line the puppy up there. Okay, and get it nice and even. And I'm gonna go, I like the 9 better. Oh, you know what? I'm being super silly. It's silly day.
Doo-dah.
Doo-dah, doo-dah. This is an 11-inch circle. This is not an 11-inch circle, so that's
why it's _9.
Yeah,
It's 9 inches.
it's 9 inches. There you go. Like, hello. This is my brain today.
I can relate.
Doo-dah. Okay, so you always shake your paint. Anyway, so yeah, this is the 11, this is the 9. And so what we're gonna do is we lay that stencil right on there. We can tape it if we so desire, which I usually desire, just because it will make life easier for you. So if you have any questions, let us know.
Yes, you can, I'm typing back to Cat. But it's something that other people might be curious about as well. She said she's confused about how to determine to use odd or even. So,
Okay, so it's your circle size, and that's a really good question. Obviously, I was just confused, and I know what goes on here. But yeah, so if your circle is 9 inches, you're going to use the odd size, and you're going to find your 9. The number is on the band, and it tells you what size it will complete.
yes, and so like if you have a 15-inch round and you want the band around the
edge.
whole edge,
Yeah.
you're going to choose the 15-inch. Now,
That's going to be the odd one. That's
the odd one,
yeah.
yep. But if you want it to be an inner band, kind of like on the garage sign that's maybe a little bit further in, maybe you would choose the 14-inch or the 13-inch. It'll just depend on where you want your band on your project.
Yeah, and on the door hanger idea, isn't this like garage sign amazing? Because what I love about it is you can customize. Father's Day is coming up, and we've got diamond plate stencil with this custom stencil so that you can put dad's or grandpa's or brothers or uncle's name, son, all those things. Those are all gifts that your guys would totally dig. So anyway, and then we go on here, and now if your bands are close together, you do have to do a little bit of masking. And this is not really close together, but I'm gonna go ahead, give it a little mask. Now, the reason I'm not pulling out the multi-masker is because I had the tape right next to my hand. So, just gonna give that a mask.
Now, I will say if you could use the multi-masker, you might find it more beneficial because now you're going to have to pull up the tape every time you want to move it, and you're going to do that a lot. So you could tape, it's in the, So you could tape the multi-masker to your stencil rather than through the surface. And I'm also going to remind Patty that while we're doing this, not to get close to your edges.
I know, I just saw it. I was like, okay. Guys, so what we're saying, and I do it every time. I was painting a tall porch sign today, And I totally went, so when you have a banding tool, if you go right to the flat edge, then what happens is you leave a really strong line versus here on this side, I did not go all the way to the edge and just feathered it in. Okay, but notice how perfect that band is. Is that not the best?
It's it tucks up right against it.
Yeah, it's just easy. And then this is actually super easy to just march around your piece. So I'm gonna give that a couple of taps, get it as based as I'd want because it's just harder to start lining things up. Then you're gonna peel it up and you rotate. Put your glasses on. You do not have Superman eyes anymore. Okay, and then we line it up. Tape it down and continue. You can swirl, you can tap, you can wipe the hair away. Sometimes our stencil brushes, we haven't talked about dome stencil brushes in a while. Those of you who are new to our channel or don't know about stenciling, or you do know enough about stenciling that maybe you failed at it because you bled under. I've seen a lot of examples of people taking like the foam brushes and just like and it just always will bleed under, and it's just really, that's what makes it frustrating to stencil. The answer is these dome brushes. They are shaped in this beautiful dome shape, and they are super tight and dense, so they don't flop around. If I was not tight and dense, this is what that would look like. And that is, this would not be a good brush to stencil with. And if I push, Rusty, I'm gonna come down here. If I push on my surface, it's really easy to kick those bristles down and underneath my stencil. If I go on this one, I almost can't make that happen. It's the flat stencil brushes that make it really difficult. So make sure that you have dome stencil brushes, and they're super affordable, and they are currently in stock.
Yay!
What? Yay! I don't know what lucky star we're sitting under right now, but that's fabulous. Okay, so now when we go to connect both sides, we are going to swirl to match on the one that we connected over, and then not go to the edge on the other side. And we can shoot that with a blow dryer if we wanted to. And then continue on, giving it its second coat. So this, I think, literally is one of between the banding stencil, which looks like this guy. This is a magic tool. I used this 8 times this morning. So you just need a straight line sometimes. And the taping, honestly, it's very tedious. You can tape a line, but it is tedious and it's wasteful, and that just does a good job of going very quickly and making light work out of something that doesn't need to be hard work. Okay, and then we connect.
We're both really focused.
Shh.
Sorry, guys. We get into
We're
it.
hunting wabbits here. Oh, and I went right to the edge. Oh.
Right after saying that.
Do you know why I did that? Because then I started talking. Can't talk and paint at the same time. Mercy. Okay. So then we reload. If you want to coat faster, stipple. If you want to have a very like quick drying surface and just a nice even layer, then you use your swirl technique. And the swirl technique was new to me once too. So look at how beautiful that band is. That is just amazing.
Looks so cool.
So, and if you need to go back over, like I see this one right here has a little fade in it. I'm just gonna lay that right back on that. And just erase the little fade. And then it's perfect. And we work our way around. How many of you already own, hey, glasses?
we've had a few people mention that they bought the round banding stencil. And we had a couple people say that they bought it in one size or another, and now they decided they definitely need all this.
You need all the
so
sizes.
They can, so
yeah, if you can't make the skinny band and the fat band and all of that kind of thing, then it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, like you need, like it's literally the tool for your toolbox.
Yeah, and if nothing else, you definitely need an even and an odd.
Yeah.
Because you know your surfaces are going to change for every project that you do.
Almost did it.
Almost did it.
Steve's over there going, "Don't do it.
Don't do it." Kat asked.
Cat, we love you.
Kat. I'm wait till you're done.
Oh, I'm sorry. Cat asked. Blow dryer.
Kat asked. Turn on the blow dryer. Kat asked, "What about oval banding?"
We have oval banding stencils.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to presume it has been a hot minute since I have used them because we haven't painted on a lot of ovals. Round has been the bomb. You know, it's just been the thing that everybody has been about. If you go onto Pinterest and you don't believe us, go onto Pinterest and just go look for front porch door hangers. Yeah. And it's all round. So yes, continuing onward. So next week, we are going to show you how we would,
It looks like we have the oval banding. We have two of them. We have one that is a full band, and it looks like it comes in a set, and it's a 1/4 inch. So I will share the link for that, and I will go ahead and put that on our sale. So give me a few minutes, but if someone's interested in getting that, because it's not currently
this oval
in
is
the sale.
Also, just anything that straight is easy because you can do tape. Now, earlier today, I picked up my tape out of almost reflex, whipped out the tape, was taping a band across something, and then when I looked at it, it was taping a straight line from a straight stencil that I had trimmed with, and my tape was wavy and it wasn't straight to my line. And that is another reason not to use tape, because tape stretches and it bends. And this tape in particular will like actually tape a curved line if you need it to. So this is great tape, but it's not great for doing straight bands. So that's when the banding stencil comes in handy, because it is laser cut. Our stencils, we talked about this yesterday. Our stencils are made here in Southeast Ohio. They're made by my company, and I'm a veteran and woman-owned business. And when you don't get to locally shop with stencils, because there's not like a stencil company in every town, but you can locally shop by shopping from USA Made, and we ship super fast, like tomorrow.
Yeah, we've had some people already comment that they already have their tall porch signs that they ordered last Thursday, I think it was.
Yeah. So the shipping doesn't do what Amazon does, because we don't have like a facility every 150 miles that will ship out, but we do ship next day. And so that gets it to you really fast. And that is a really great way to support small town America, because we are in a town of like 4,000 people. And it's a big deal.
Yeah, and I do want to follow up with the oval banding stencil. I'm actually not going to put that.
Okay.
I shared the link for it, but I want us to do a little bit of work on it. It doesn't have the sizes. Okay. And we only have it in the 1/4 inch. So if you're interested in the oval banding stencil,
you can leave a comment and
leave
then we'll
a comment.
Put you in a task
and
or something.
we are going to have our designers fix this stencil to make sure that it does have the sizing on it, so that you'll know what size surface you're using. And we're going to add the 2 extra, the 3/8 and the 1/8 inch, since we only have the one.
Yeah.
So hang tight for that one. If you want to, if you're interested in the banding stencil for the oval, message us or send us a comment or something so we can put it on a list.
Okay, so what other questions do we have? Giveaways today?
Yeah, we do, but we've been so busy.
Yeah.
We do have the giveaways for today. You were typing me a message?
I was.
Yes, we have giveaways. I am
La la la.
so busy.
We do have some giveaways.
On Facebook, we are going to give away to Janice Turner. Janice says she hates bleeding under and she's going to have to grab some brushes.
Gotta grab the brushes, Janice.
Today's giveaway is a little bundle. It has a farmhouse Christmas. A farmhouse Christmas stencil that actually already has banding on it, a couple frames.
I was gonna say, let me have this for a hot second. So you guys have stencils that have banding already on them for the straight band. So if you don't want to be bothered with having just a banding stencil, like I think I like this because I know where it lives, I know where it's at, I know I have it. But you can search for a stencil that already came with banding, and you can do it that way. Clocks have banding on them already.
Yeah.
The frames that we have, oh, Rusty, can you go grab the sunflower clock real quick? It's just right outside the door.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no, I didn't even think about, wasn't even going that way.
Could you please tell her thank you?
Put in my resignation.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I painted an ugly sign this week, and it was like, oh my goodness, that the colors were horrible. And I was like, can somebody please write me up? I'm not doing my job. Darn it. So these on our website, and I'm telling tales out of Kari's wheelhouse, but on the frame stencils that we have, these are not bands, so they're not going to work for doing what we're doing here, but this is just so on trend and so amazing. And we have them in hexagon, in octagon, in round, and oval, and square, and
then the design ones. And we just released new Halloween ones that have like bones and bats and all kinds of cool stuff on that. Okay, so Janice Turner, I need to write down Janice's name.
Okay.
And then on YouTube, we're going to give this one to Stacy Frost. So Stacy, you're also going to get the farmhouse with the lines, and then these also have a big snowflake in them.
Oh, that snowflake is brilliant.
Yes, so I will on Facebook, Janice, I'll message you, and then on YouTube, Stacy, I'll send you my email address. So this kind of goes along with Jarita's question. Jarita said, do you have straight line stencils in the different round sizes? So that they could put the straight lines.
That's a really interesting. Okay. So Jarita gets a prize. Whatever prize you give Jarita.
Yep,
a prize.
I'll send Jarita a prize.
Jarita,
too.
you just invented a new tool. Okay, so we do have we have the, the circle, and wouldn't it be awesome if there was one that could band across a circle that's whatever, like band through it? That would be a neat idea. I like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be like an inverted banding.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that would be so the contortions that you have to do the bands on things. It's a lot.
It is, and we've talked about so many times our tiny square banding stencil. We have a lot of questions about bigger ones.
Yeah.
And that's hard. So this one does have a longer, bigger one.
Yeah.
But we also had to be very cognizant when we were making it to make sure that these were super thick on each side, because if not, it gets really wobbly.
Yeah, this is a really good example. This is our tea towel or our ticking stripe thing, and I call these when you do a bad bridge on a letter or something like that, and you can put your finger through it. I call it a finger trap. And like we literally, when we make things like this, we go through and like test them to make sure that things are going to flop around and do that thing. So these are floppy, and you have to use adhesive when you're going to have anything that's floppy, because it makes it better. Like we put this out and we send this like this, but you need to put adhesive or something on the back, or really tape it down, and know that you're going to not be swirling, because you can wiggle these little guys. So you're going to be pouncing straight up and down. And let's talk about that really quick, because that's what this is for. So if I was swirling, you can see I can get like lots of movement. What I would do is take a multi-masker, and I would lay it across my stencil, and I would stipple, not doing the line. Make sure you don't do the line like me. Don't be like Patty. Okay, and then I'm going to use one without it. I've got adhesive on the backs of these, the stick and restick so that they'll actually stick to your stencil. That's fabulous, but it's sticking where I don't want it to stick. Okay, so then after you stipple a little bit, you move it down the line, stipple a little bit more, move it down the line, stipple a little bit more, and keep going like that. So, and then a sticky one would be fabulous for keeping it still on the opposite side. So, whoops, just wiggling too much. So that is how you would keep open bands from moving around. Yeah.
I'm not quite done yet.
She's not done yet.
I'm still typing up messages, answering questions. We did have a question about finishing projects. If you want to, can you quickly hit on the polyurethane and the wax and a couple of things?
Yeah, so when you're finishing your projects, so you want to be careful that you're finished with your project. If you polyurethane, so Decor makes an awesome DuraClear matte varnish, and matte is the best in most common cases these days. A long time ago, it was very common to use a satin or a gloss varnish on decorative things. It made them look more polished, but in our current world, we're boho, we are modern farmhouse, we are rustic, we are country, we are shabby chic, we are everything with the patina almost, you know, and shiny doesn't look as good on patina things, so antiquing things. And then we have one more thing. This is my temporary glove solution. So I take a flat bag and I just use it as a glove. When you're dealing with the Minwax paste waxes, these are amazing finishes as well, and you can use them for outdoor and indoor. And but they are a stinky, what do you call that? A petroleum-based product, I believe. Yeah, so you know you want to use this in a definitely a ventilated place and follow the directions on the can. And then what we do is we just make noise. We keep one of these little sponges inside of there, and then we just roll that puppy around in the wax and then just apply the wax onto the top. And then after the wax dries, then you can buff it with like one of the blue paper towels or the Scott towels. And then this one is the special dark wax. And that looks like that. And just roll that on there. And then if I was putting this on my piece right here, so this is where you want to be careful to be finished. Now, this is not finished. We're going to do some embellishing next week. But if I had this on this and finished it first, then I could sand lightly and then paint over the top of it with no problem. This is wax, and like this is wax resistant. It makes the paint chip off. Okay, so if I put the dark wax, and I just want to show you what the dark looks like. This does clear, but the dark just has a lovely warmth to it, and I really love that. Now, what do I do if I'm not finished painting and I've put wax on? What we do here, and it has worked for us, boom. Oh, I'm sorry for anybody who has their sound turned up. Oh my goodness. Steve has his headphones on, and that just, Steve, he's gonna file for some kind of something. Okay, so I use something that will cut the grease or the wax, and the Zep is what we landed on. We didn't land on it because we did market research. We just bought this thing, saw that it worked, and decided to keep going with it because it hasn't disappointed us yet. It does a good job of cleaning up. So that's what you do if you wax too early.
Yep. Okay. All right. I think that's it for today.
All right, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed our lesson. I hope that we see you next week.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.